Hello and welcome back to the TomFM channel. Hope you're doing well today and looking forward to today's video, which is slightly different to usual, but it's that time of the month again. It's Streamer Showdown time. So for those of you who don't know what the Streamer Showdown is, you've not been watching enough of my videos, but this is a little quick reminder of what the Showdown is and a quick look at my team for this weekend as well. So the Streamer Showdown is a football manager competition. We get a bunch of creators together, 9 in total, to play against each other once a month in a big tournament to find out who is the best. Every tournament there are different stipulations in place, so there's different players to pick to keep it interesting. This particular month, it's the Premier League month, so we've got a squad of 18 players each, where we need to pick 17 players from the Premier League and we get one wildcard pick from other leagues around the world. The showdown is split into 3 different areas. There's a draft, there's a league, and there's a knockout system. So the draft for us was on Thursday night. That's where we all get together in a big lobby and we draft our teams. The draft is very simple. We take it in turns to pick a player. Once that player has been picked, no one else can have him, obviously, because then that would be stupid if everyone had Virgil van Dijk, but that's obviously how it works. We're going to go through the team that I've drafted in this video, and personally, I think my team is the best in the competition. Heading into Saturdays, which is today, we have a league system. Everyone plays each other once at a neutral venue to form a league table, and the bottom 2 people go into an elimination playoff. The elimination playoff is done on the Sunday, and whoever loses that is out of the competition for the rest of the weekend. The Sunday is the most important one. That's our knockout bracket style system, where whoever wins the league plays the winner of the knockout tournament. Whoever comes second plays 7th in the league. Whoever comes third then plays 6th, and so on and so forth. At the end, there is one winner crowned champion, usually Lelujo, which is rather frustrating. So if you haven't watched the Streamer Showdown before, this is a good weekend to get involved because I'm going to win it. I'm very confident about that. So in the description down below, there's a link to my Twitch channel. I'm going live tonight from about 6:45 PM and of course tomorrow from 6:45 PM, providing I'm in Sunday, but I should be in Sunday because I'm very confident in my team. This weekend, I am playing against the likes of Dr. Benji, Zealands, Work the Space, Clates is in there as well, FNG is in there, we've got Chesnoid in there again, we've got James Alcott, we've got Fox in the box, and we've got one more. Who am I forgetting? Oh, me. I don't think I said me, did I? I think that's everyone. Anyway, I've done enough talking. Let's go and show you my team and how I drafted the winning team. So before we go in-game to have a look at my team, I wanted to briefly talk about my drafting process and thoughts. Now, I spend hours doing research on the players. That's all in these tabs down here, as you can see. However, I'm not going to show you those because I do a lot of analysis, a lot of conditional formatting, and this is a competitive environment. I don't want to let other competitors know what I'm doing because then they might steal my method of doing things and they might get an edge on me. And I don't want that, so I'm going to keep that secret for now. But I'm very happy to show the shortlisting process with you. So once I've done all of my scouting, I get together my ideal squad of 18 players. I then put together a second ideal squad of 18 players and then a third ideal squad of 18 players. So if I don't get person in this position, I can go to the next team and grab someone there. If that player's gone, I can go to the next team and grab someone there. Sometimes there are situations where every single player you want does go. For example, all 6 of the centre-backs that I had went very, very early on. Rather than panic, which I did a little bit to be fair, I do have a big long list of centre-backs down here that I can look through with all of the formatting done on them so I know exactly who's got the best priced performance in my opinion. Now, my drafting strategy was actually quite compromised by this. My strategy was to get in 17 Premier League players. What money I've got left over at the end, I'll get in a wildcard player who strengthens an area that is particularly weak. When I saw all 6 of these players go, I started to panic a little bit about centre-backs. And the logic for me was, rather than getting 2 average centre-backs from the Premier League, I had to get the wild card in to get a world-class centre-back. So that's why Sergio Ramos was my wild card pick, particularly early on. I was actually in quite a fortunate position this time around because whilst on the first round of picks, I was 9th in the list. So I was the 9th pick of the first round essentially. I was the first pick of the second round. So I had double picks, and I love having the double pick because I feel like at that point, I can really strategically get 2 players in at the same time to strengthen an area. So obviously I was last pick in the first round, so I thought all the big dogs are gone. I'm going to get in 2 players right now who are going to make a really big difference. My first round pick was Trent Alexander-Arnold, and my second pick was Andrew Robertson. So I genuinely have the 2 best wing backs in the Premier League in my team. So for me, that's sorted. Very early on as well, I got Gundogan in and I got Fernandinho. I wanted Fabinho in there because he does offer better value for money than Fernandinho does. But once he'd gone, I knew that Fernandinho was my second choice option. Salah had already gone as well early on, so I knew I was going to make a big saving there on that £83 million, so I could afford Fernandinho instead. And in fact, having Tielemans in there as well, Donny van de Beek in there as well, I genuinely think I've got a really nice, versatile, very strong midfield. One of the best midfields actually in the competition. Obviously, if you're going to have a best area in the competition, your other areas are going to suffer a little bit, and my front line does suffer a little bit potentially. The wingers of Richarlison and Moura, as you can see, weren't the ideal picks, but the wingers, the quality wingers, went very, very early on. So I got some good value picks in there. They're very good value for money, but obviously they're not a Salah, a Mane, a Sterling, or Rashford, anything like that. So jumping into the game, I'm really happy with the team that I got drafted. And you can get a sneak preview of what I like to look for in the players, I guess, because determination, teamwork, work rate are all ridiculously high for a lot of these players. I think that's very important when it comes to a competition like this. Of course, there are exceptions to that rule. Ainsley Maitland-Niles is pretty low in his mentals compared to everyone else, as is Shaqiri. But what they lack in the mentals, they make up for in their versatility. Like Ainsley Maitland-Niles, if someone gets injured, he can cover those positions. He plays absolutely anywhere. So very happy with him coming into the team. And the same with Shaqiri, like he is fantastic, can play anywhere in the attacking midfield, can play anywhere in the midfield as well. So for me, very good picks because they are both really versatile. And for me actually as well, the entire team is versatile. I can have so many different formations with this 18, so many different styles of play as well because they're all so good. I'm suited for any situation. You know, I could go all out attack with a 4-2-3-1, for example, and I have an incredible backline. I've got the strongest backline. I mean, Robertson, Ramos, Maguire, and Alexander-Arnold are the best backline in the competition. If anything, I could make that even stronger. For example, I could move Robertson and I could move Alexander-Arnold to wing backs. I could put Van der Beek, for example, in centre back if he wants to actually move there. So he goes in there. I could then bring Vestergaard in there, for example, to have a back three who are really good in the air, all of them. We can have Alexander-Arnold and Robertson bombing down the wings, overlapping these two. Or we could go even more defensive and have, like, I don't know, Saka in there, for example, but obviously not play him there. And we could have two strikers instead and use our wing backs as the width. We've got still a good, strong defensive integrity with the defence. Basically, there's so many options I can do with this team. It's scary. So without going into too much detail, because I don't want to give too much away, you can see that I've got plenty of options with this team. Yes, the wingers might not be the best players in the world, but we don't have to use wingers. We've got the strength in Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold to be wingers if they want to in the wing-back roles. We can still maintain defensive integrity. We're still going to be a big threat from set pieces because we've got great headers of the ball in defence. The centre mids are versatile. They can all do defensive duties. They can all do offensive duties. And we have Jamie Vardy and Giroud, who are two very, very different strikers. Vardy, obviously, all about pace. Giroud, more a target man, more of a hold-up play, so they can play nicely together. But also, with the crossing ability that we've got, we can use Giroud on his own, or we can use the pace of Vardy on his own. There's so many options there. So for me, I genuinely think I've got the best team. I think that every single time, obviously, everyone does. But for me, I really, really think this is one of the strongest teams out there, and I should do very well this weekend. So hopefully that gave you a little insight into how I draft and how I pick my team and why I've got the winning team in this competition. Obviously, it would be absolutely fantastic to see you there over the course of the weekend. So we go live at 6:45 p.m, but it's on for most of the evening. So if you're watching this at some point on Saturday night, chances are we are still live. So click the link in the description to come to my channel, come watch the showdown, come watch me win. It'll be fantastic. Until next time though, hope you have a wonderful evening and I will see you very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.